What is up, everybody? This is another episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm Mike Ham. We're here in Jackson, New Jersey at Brooklyn Square Pizza with the one and only Peter Grippo. Peter, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. This is the furthest, full disclosure, this is the furthest south that we've traveled. As a North Jersey guy, this is, for me, South Jersey. So,
South, Central. Don't worry, you're going to get a free pizza. That's your gas money, all right? Don't worry about it.
I appreciate that. I mean, that's never a problem.
I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
I'm only kidding.
So we're here at this is the headquarters location,
yes,
right? And
Jackson. This is the original out here in Jersey.
And two other locations, one
Correct.
in Toms River, one in Manalapan.
Manalapan, yes.
Yeah, awesome. So let's talk about the background. Like, when did you start making pizza? And you were like, I'm really good at this.
I started in working for my uncle in Brooklyn. Chicho's Pizza, which is on neighborhood I grew up in Gravesend, on Avenue, Gravesend section of Brooklyn. And I started, before I got my license, worked my way up and prepping in the kitchen, cutting cheese, cleaning floors, worked to deliver, and then eventually learned how to make pizza. And my uncle made great pizza. I just tweaked it.
Yeah.
I just then I eventually went on my own in 2001 and put my own flair into it. Start experimenting with different products, and usually if I like something,
right.
9 out of 10 people will like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how I started.
Right.
With my uncle.
Yeah. So what I found interesting, and I mentioned this to you the first time that we talked on the phone, so on like those Facebook pizza groups, right? And I know you try not to get involved in those.
I'm too sensitive.
Too sensitive. But one of the things that I did, as I was like trying to gather some guests for this particular show, I was like, well, I'm doing a podcast about New Jersey, so obviously there has to be pizza places involved in this thing.
Well, there's a lot of good pizza places in New
for
Jersey.
sure. So I was like, why not go to the source where people just talk about pizza constantly? And honestly, I think Brooklyn Square and you were the one that people were just saying, you have to go down and interview Peter. Like,
hopefully all good.
Well, yeah, no, that's
Thank you.
They're like, the pizza's great, he's a great guy, at least a good interview.
I try.
So,
your reputation, to me, my reputation means the world to me.
Right.
I'd rather be known more than a good guy, whatever, not that I'm doing my own, than having good pizza. But I do want to be known for good pizza, but my reputation means everything to me.
100%, yeah.
And that's why those groups are annoying.
Because it doesn't matter.
They don't know me, and they'll, not just about me, just in general, any place. We all make mistakes.
Oh, for sure.
Give the guy a chance to make it good, or right away they attack you, or... Not for me. Too much drama.
Exactly. Too much drama, and that's not what we're here for.
Okay.
So, one of the things that I also think is interesting is that you grew up in Brooklyn.
Correct.
And then you came here to Jackson, New Jersey to kind of kick this off. So
2015, not 2015. I moved out here in, 2005.
Okay.
Me and my wife moved out here, and I was commuting for 8 years back and forth.
From Brooklyn to here?
Yeah.
Holy Christ.
Yeah, and then what happened was, I moved out here in 2005. My wife was... we just had my first son, Peter, and eventually we had 3 kids later. There were nights I would stay in Brooklyn. My wife's like, listen, this is crazy. I'm living out here.
Yeah.
With 3 kids, I would stay at my mom's instead of traveling an hour and a half to come home some nights. And then she's like, either we sell the house and go back to Brooklyn, or sell the business, or do something. And that's how I came about. In 2012, I started looking out here to open up.
Yeah.
But I was afraid to open up out here.
Yeah.
It was just because, I would go around to the pizzerias, and they were mostly all the same, and I'm a little different.
Right.
What I mean by different, I don't put toppings on my pies. I'm strict to my recipes. I don't modify or go off menu. There's reasons for that. And I'm a little pricier than the next person. But then again, I am, but I'm not. Like, in other words, yes, okay, my square might be $20-something compared to someone else's that's 10, 12.
Right.
But like I said, 1 square pie could feed 4 guys like me and you. Yeah. Think about that. It's $5 each. You know?
Yeah, no, it's great.
But anyway, so my wife's like, just do it. You'll do well. You have enough friends out here. And since day one, thank God, this place took off.
Yeah. And so was there a reason like this location was just you were looking to get,
I was looking to surround. Like, I was always looking at Manalapan, because Manalapan, I would try to find where the most Brooklynites are.
Okay.
Not just so they know me, and then they'll tell their Jersey friends and so on and so forth.
Sure.
But there was a lot of people in Brooklyn and the surrounding area. Freehold, Howell is great, Jackson. And I wanted to be close to home, obviously. If I'm saving an hour and a half commute, I don't want to open up in North Jersey.
Yeah, right.
I want to stay around here where people know me. And I found this place on Craigslist, believe it or not.
Craigslist?
Yeah, I found this was right after Hurricane Irene.
Okay.
No, Sandy.
Sandy?
I'm sorry, it was after Sandy. And the guy, unfortunately, I think went out of business. Another guy took it over, and I made him an offer. I lowballed him. He threw me out. True story. February of 2013. By April 2013, I guess he wasn't getting any nibble. He called me up. I didn't recognize the number, but I answered because it was a 732 number. I said, maybe it's my wife. Who knows?
Right.
And the guy, he was just broken English. He's like, all right, Mr. Pete, you have a deal. I'm like, who's this? You know?
A deal for what?
A deal for what? He told me who it was. He's like, oh, wow. Yeah. I said, wow, okay. I said, really have to think about this now. I went home. I told my wife. She's like, if you don't take it, we're getting divorced.
Right.
Just take it. I literally lived 5 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Let's do it. And in Brooklyn, I was known as Peter Pizza because that was my nickname.
Okay.
So why did I change to Brooklyn Square? My square pies are mostly, that's what I'm known for.
Yeah,
Even though I make great round pies, I think I'm phenomenal round pie, the Madome, even my regular pie. But I'm known for my squares. I'm from Brooklyn. I said, Brooklynites are weird. If you throw Brooklyn on your name, if you're not living up to it, they'll let you know it.
Yeah, right.
So I was prepared for that.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to name myself Brooklyn Square. My wife goes, name whatever you want. Open up out here. I said, all right, we'll go with Brooklyn Square. That attracted Brooklynites. Like I said, told their Jersey friends, at the end of the day, if something's good, whether you're Jersey, New York,
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
they're going to like it, right?
If it's good, it's good.
And it was a hit.
Yeah.
Thank God it was a hit from day one, and here I am. 8 years later, yeah.
So when we're talking square pizza, is that like a Sicilian pie?
Here's the thing. Here's the running joke of this place. I don't call it Sicilian.
Okay.
My parents, my heritage of it in Italy is we're from Salerno.
Okay.
Which is right below Naples, its own city. So that's another thing I joke around with my customers. I'm not Sicilian, so I'm not going to call my pizza Sicilian.
Sure. Yeah, right.
Yes, square pie, really, everybody. So when people come in and say, hey, can I have a Sicilian pie? I right away, I go, square pie?
Yeah. And they get all freaked out.
Yeah,
They're like, wait,
exactly.
is that the same?
But it's, yes.
In its essence.
In its essence.
It has similarities.
Similarities.
We won't say the same. We'll say similar.
Similar, correct.
Yeah, right. So, also, like, you mentioned how they're just different. You know what I mean? So, like, I know the upside down, I think, is the one that's the most popular.
That's my signature pie.
Your signature pie.
So
what makes it upside down?
So we were experimenting in Brooklyn years ago, making different squares, playing around with recipes. Actually, it started in Italy. My family has a place in Italy. Anyway, we figured if you put the cheese first on top of the dough, right, and then the sauce on top, and we like to bake with fresh mozzarella. Now, fresh mozzarella in any oven, that's why you see like these Neapolitan, that minute and a half they're done.
Yeah, just like
any
blobs.
longer it'll burn.
Yeah, right.
So with the sauce on top of the fresh mozzarella, we only use fresh mozzarella. It won't burn, and it melts into the dough.
Okay.
Vice versa, it'll burn, or when you put sauce on top of dough, and I don't pre-bake or par-bake any of my pies. So the cheese melts into the sauce. It's like, it's almost soupy that way. It's still good. There are places that do that, delicious.
Yeah.
But not my recipe. So that's how we named it upside down, because the cheese is on the bottom, sauce on top. But
Sure.
those are the two main reasons.
Right, which I think is interesting. And like when I first heard about it, I think it might have been like the Barstool thing, which is like one of the
Yes.
Like I know that he came here and he did the whole review and all that, and I think the upside down 8.9, right? 8.9.
Highest rated squares ever given. Yeah, 8.9.
That's
So
pretty
now
good.
8.9 is, I think, I'm blessed. It's a pretty great number considering he's a thin, round, very thin crust. Now
Yeah,
my
right.
square is thick.
Yeah.
And and he was a gentleman, Dave. Dave was a gentleman. He gave me a great number. He even gave me a great number on my round.
Yeah.
He gave me a 7.8. If he didn't like the seeds, it would have been an 8.1. That's a great number in itself.
All right.
But the square pie is what I'm known for. That's why him and his cameraman Frank Borelli loved it. He actually turned the camera on Frank. It was one of the first interviews he's ever on camera.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed. He liked it. He
Yeah.
gave me 13 minutes too. He was a gentleman.
Yeah, that's
Until he
awesome.
started hitting my wife. I had to tell him, hey, stay away from my wife.
Get out of
Just
here.
joking. But.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so no, I think that's fantastic. And then, like as you kind of progressed and opening up more locations, was it just because you saw success, here, and then it just kind of expanded from there?
but look, besides Dave, which Dave did give me, let's go back. I got to really honor or mention Pete Genovese.
Okay.
From NJ.com.
Yeah.
I was always busy from day one. But in 2017, I won number one pizza in the state of New Jersey. Pete Genovese, he really put me on the map.
Yeah.
For the whole state.
Right.
Everybody knew of me. Dave just, maybe took it another level. Pete Genovese from NJ.com, really, I was blessed. I'm number one, and I'm still in the running with a lot of stuff that he does. What was the other question now?
Just kind of like as you saw that success and then expanded.
So I have employees that, that I call co-workers and my cousins from Brooklyn that worked here, loved it out here, and they said, let's expand, So what happened was in June 11, 2016, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. Actually, today is my father's 25th anniversary and my dad passed away.
Right.
So it's not a question that I don't like money. We all like money, but I did it. I opened up Manalpa, my second store after this, to give me, believe it or not, energy to fight my disease. It's as crazy as it sounds, because it gave me, all I thought about was work.
Like a purpose.
A purpose.
Something other than what you're going through.
Yes, not think about my sickness, not lay in bed. Give me purpose, get up, let's go move. And I had a great co-worker, a great partner, my Joe, who's running that store, and that's why I did it.
Yeah.
And then the same thing in Times River. I had a great manager to start it up. He runs it, and that's why I expanded.
Yeah.
And I'm still going. I think I'm still going to expand even more. But
Right.
if there's employees, if people come back to work, that's another segment, right?
We'll get into that here in a little bit. But all right, so that was an awesome first segment. So we're going to take a short break.
Sure.
This is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. We're down here in Jackson, New Jersey at Brooklyn Square Pizza with the one and only Peter Grippo. We'll be right back. It is time for Today in New Jersey History. On November 15th, 1931, the Bayonne Bridge opened, connecting Staten Island, New York with Bayonne, New Jersey across the Kill Van Kull. It is the sixth longest steel arch bridge in the world, and it was the longest in the world at the time of its completion. And that is Today in New Jersey History. All right, what's up, everybody? We're back here on the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We have Peter Grippo here at Brooklyn Square Pizza in Jackson, New Jersey. So, Peter, in the first segment here, we did kind of your background,
Yes.
The background of Brooklyn Square, kind of how you started here, what makes your pizza better than everybody else's, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think I'm better, but
Well, modesty.
You can say that, I
Right,
can't.
I can say that. I can say whatever I want. It's my
you're
show.
right, exactly.
Yeah. So obviously, one of the things that we'd like to talk about with the businesses and people that we've had on the show so far is kind of what they've been going through over maybe the last year and a half, like those
COVID.
Yeah, right. So obviously that's been a thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's been a big thing, and it's affected a lot of people in a lot of ways. And even now,
Some
we're recording
worse than
this.
others.
Right. We're recording this in October. This episode's going to post middle of November, and even still, the dust has not settled on a lot of this stuff. So kind of, maybe you could take us through something as you kind of progressed through it and different ways that you maybe tried to combat it.
Obviously, we followed all the science, whatever the laws of this particular state in the beginning, where my employees all wore masks. I mean, the washing of the hands and all that. I mean, if you're in the restaurant business, we did that anyway.
Right.
The sanitizing, that was the no-brainer in 99.99% of any food establishment,
Yeah.
right? So we were always kept everything clean and followed the Department of Health laws. COVID, okay, the mask, we tried to do a little more, sanitizing, blocking things, and we got through it. I mean, we had no dining room.
Yep.
I had zero, so dining room was big in here.
Yeah.
I lost, the whole dining room. It was mostly takeout and deliver, and it was hard because. So now all the people that wanted to come out and eat or couldn't go eat anywhere else because other establishments closed, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that got hurt.
Yeah.
So put more stress on pizzerias because who else? Even though we were let's face it, pizzerias were built for the pandemic, pickup and delivery.
Yeah, right.
And we only allowed one person in. We did everything as best we can But it was hard. It was hard. Then as they opened up the dining rooms, for me it hasn't come back. Not to the way I used to be.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a small room, and then employees. I think the employees. I think are two big factors. What happened with COVID? For a lot of employees that did work in hospitality, right? Hotel,
Sure.
restaurant, bars, clubs, whatever. I don't think they want to work till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning anymore, 10 o'clock at night anymore,
Yeah,
right? They
right.
got used to staying home 6 months. Wow, this is what it feels like to be home at 5 o'clock?
Yeah. Right.
With that, and then you have the apps. You have Uber,
Yeah.
Lyft, Instacart, DoorDash, Grubhub, Seamless, Uber Eats. So now you have all these apps that... like right now, we could be talking. Your phone goes off. Obviously, you can't take it. You're interviewing me.
Yeah, right.
But if you weren't, you take it. You take it. You don't want to take it. You don't take it. And you're not stuck at a job for 8 hours. You're not sitting in a room.
Right.
You take it at your convenience.
Yeah.
So I think that's the other struggle we're having right now with employees. And some people really don't want to work, and some people don't want to get vaccinated. I'm blessed. Most of my staff, I think they're all vaccinated. They all did it for me.
Right.
They're like, oh, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it for you. I'm not going to force anybody.
Sure.
I'm vaccinated.
Was that something that you also had to contend with too, because of kind of what you're going through, like with
Well,
all
I
that?
was afraid to work in the beginning. I'm not going to
Yeah,
lie. I
right.
mean, the way they made it sound, it was the end of the world in the beginning, right? Let's go back to March and April
burning
2020.
down and,
I
all
mean,
that.
it really, and it was. I think they just misdiagnosed it in the beginning. I think they attacked it wrong in the beginning. I don't know. I'm not in the healthcare professional, right?
Right.
I'm just because I'm not seeing. A lot of people have died. I had friends that died. I do believe the disease is real, but a person like me with an underlying issue, I stood away. I stood home. I took extra precautions.
Yeah.
I just couldn't close. I mean, a lot of places had to. A lot of businesses, different businesses, but we all have bills. And I don't think it's healthy to close. Think about it. Stay home. People went crazy.
Yeah. Right.
I would love to know what the divorce rate is, right?
I think it went a lot higher. I think so.
Everybody you got to work. That's for me anyway. But it was hard these last year and it's still hard.
Yeah.
I mean, now you got the Delta variant. The world is so screwed up. It's so divided. I wish we just had a leader just really get us all back together. Really, I don't think it's that hard.
No.
I really don't think to get a guy up there and just
Right.
speak to everybody
Of course.
as a one. I'm vaccinated. I mean, I look at it like this. I've been around so much garbage in my life anyway, and all the drugs, legal drugs that I've been on anyway.
Yeah.
What's another drug? I'm gonna grow a horn?
Right. Yeah.
I don't care. I'm alive.
Right. What's one horn?
I just whatever. But then I respect the people who don't want to take the vaccine.
Sure.
But I think the majority of why the people aren't taking the vaccine, it's just like telling underage drinkers not to drink. The more you tell people not to do something,
Right.
they're not going to do it, and vice
exactly.
versa, right?
Yeah. Right.
And then the other thing too, if they came out and said the vaccine will 100%, keep you safe, then everybody would take it. But me, I think everybody should just take it. But that's my opinion. I don't.
Sure. Right.
Whatever.
Right.
But COVID in business was hard. It
Yeah.
still is hard.
Right. And then, especially now too, like you were talking about with like the labor shortage and everything, like how is that? Man, I know that you said that you
So we're shorthanded.
Right.
Instead of having two people work, we have one.
Yeah.
We have multiple shifts here. It's stress. It's hard.
Yeah. But I know, like when you said in the first segment that you opened up those other locations to kind of like keep you going and give you the purpose.
that was
and that was in normal times,
pre-pandemic,
obviously. Right?
Normal times, and they're
now-
going through the same stresses with like me and every other.
Right.
I mean, look. You drive, you walk, you look around. Everywhere you look, there's help wanted. Every industry.
Yeah.
So I don't. No, people say it's the unemployment. I can't. I don't know. Is it the unemployment, or is it people? Maybe it is till it runs out. Or maybe they're just waiting to see to get a job that they want.
Sure.
Like I said, I don't think people want to work from 5 to 1 in the morning anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's not an easy
No,
way
those
of life.
are weird hours.
Right.
And if you were doing that your whole life, but not for 6 months, you weren't like, wow, I don't mind getting up at 8 in the morning. They're trying to find other jobs, or people just left the area,
Yeah. Right.
went somewhere else.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. So you also, were there things, and maybe there wasn't, maybe you kind of like kept the business, moving with the same type of, in the same type of way. But were there any things that maybe you tried over the last year and a half? Like, hey, what if we did this?
No.
And like you just kept it status quo.
If it's not broke, don't fix.
Right.
I left it as is.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to start to run. I just kept it as is and ran the dice.
Yeah.
I paid everybody, even if I didn't get paid. As long as the bills were paid, I made sure all of that was paid before I paid myself. And I didn't have to go to that extreme.
Right, like
I'm sure some places had to.
Trying like a. Like
I know
the
some
tents
places
or
that had to close a day a week now.
Yeah.
Because you can't burn out your staff. They don't have 7
days a
2,
week.
3 shifts. Yeah, you can't.
Right.
You can work so many hours for so long.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get burnt out. And then what?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we're talking to Tushar Patel, who owns Harvest Bistro in Madison, New Jersey, on an earlier episode. And one of the things that he was talking about is he has 3 employees, including himself. So 3 people, and they have a restaurant. They do catering. They might have like 20-something catering gigs per week. And he's like, they're trying to coordinate where they go, when they go, when the restaurant's open, all that kind of stuff. And it's, it's just something that people just got to contend with. So as we kind of like look forward to, do you have like visions of maybe like, you have like goals, kind of like what you want to accomplish with the business?
So I can open up, I can expand tomorrow. I have a location in another township. I told this person, please wait.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I don't want. It's not that I can't work anymore. I do work.
Yeah.
I'm here, obviously.
Right.
You're
just answering phones before
I just can't work pre-sickness, meaning I get tired.
Yeah.
I do get fatigued, and
Sure.
so if I take something over, it's got to be where I'm not going to beat one disease and then get killed by another.
Right.
So I'm waiting to see if things change, and I don't see it changing.
Yeah, still a little touch and go right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk to, I don't want to say competitors. I think I call my competition friends. I don't believe. I think there's enough to go around for everybody. But I speak to other people in other restaurants and they're saying it might be like this till next year.
Yeah.
Middle of the summer of next year. I'm like, wow, really? So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how you. So pre-pandemic, people used to come in all the time looking for a job.
Right.
Or I would put on my Facebook jobs that. I'm on Indeed right now. I'm on Craigslist.
Yeah.
I'm on I don't have. And I got a big following. I got 16,000 people on Instagram. I'll put out, I need a delivery guy, please, right away.
Right.
Hire on the spot.
Hire on the spot, yeah.
No one calls.
Yeah.
How could that be? 16,000 people?
That's a lot of people.
20,000 people. No one calls.
Yeah.
It boggles my mind.
Right.
I put it on my story. It gets shared. It's just, I don't have the answer. So I'm afraid of expanding for that reason.
Right, because there's just so many unknowns.
It's so like I said, Latricia needs his tools. A carpet, my tools are employees.
Yep.
And then you have to respect them, and that's why my staff loves me. I respect them, and treat them all stores like family. I do it right. Anything they need, I'm here. So, but like without them, I can't prep a pizza, make a pizza, cut a pizza, box it, deliver it. It's impossible.
Right. You're just one guy.
I'm not a food truck.
Exactly.
It's different.
Right.
I mean, so with that being said, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was watching CNBC this morning, and one of the commentators were like, "There's 8 million job openings across the. Where are all these people?
Right. Like where do they go to get that work that now they're
And it's everything. You truck it. So my kids don't even have school busing.
Really.
I have no school bus. I have to drive my boys to school and my daughter to school right now because there's no busing this year. So then there's an app called Ride Along. It's almost like an Uber for school busing.
Okay.
So then when Murphy initiated a mandate, everybody has to be vaccinated. They lost 25% of their drivers. So I don't have that either. Right now they're working on people getting vaccinated. So I don't know. It's like a bad movie.
Yeah, it's not great.
Bad movie.
Yeah. All right, so that was very interesting because I'm always interested to kind of hear like what people are going through and like how they're kind of trying to combat it. And it seems like you have kind of like the vision of what you want it to be, and you're kind of maintaining the status quo.
Yes.
And we're here, we're doing this interview, so something must be working.
Yes.
And I think that
And like I said, I'm an owner that works.
exactly. Right.
I'm not going to say all owners, but a lot of owners don't get back into the mix anymore.
Right.
And I think that's why my staff respects me. Sick and
'cause you're
all,
there.
through my disease, they were like, go home. I'm like, no, I'm here. I'm in the trenches with you guys.
Right.
As much as I can without getting myself sick. Like I wore the K95 mask, they wear face masks.
Yep.
But I don't know. Let's hope it gets better.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so.
For everybody.
Right. Exactly. All right. Let's end it on that positive note.
Yeah,
of hope.
It could only get better.
Yeah,
I think.
I think so. It definitely can't get much worse. I don't think.
I hope.
We've seen it worse for sure. But yeah. So all right, we're gonna take our second break, our last break of this episode, and then we're gonna get into kind of more community stuff here coming up. So this is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Cam. We're down here in Jackson, New Jersey, at Brooklyn Square Pizza with Peter Grippo, and we'll be right back. It is time for your New Jersey fun fact of the day. Did you know that New Jersey was the first state to sign the Bill of Rights? And that is your New Jersey fun fact of the day. What's up, everybody? This is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Cam. We're here in Jackson, New Jersey at Brooklyn Square Pizza with Peter Grippo. So one of the things, we've talked about the background of the business. We talked about your background. We talked about kind of some things that you've been having to combat over the last year and a half. But we're going to end this episode kind of like the way we do all of our episodes, on the community aspect of it. So this is a podcast that's focused on New Jersey, businesses in New Jersey, people in New Jersey. And I think it's been very cool to see over the first few episodes that we've recorded the kind of connection that a lot of these businesses have with those communities. And I feel like this business, your business, and you are no different, right? So the back of your shirt, the slogan, I guess, of Brooklyn Square Pizza,
Spread love.
Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way, which you said is a Biggie Smalls lyric.
Yes.
Yeah. So talk to me about the importance of that. Was that just like something that you knew from the very beginning? You wanted to make sure that you were part of that community and interjecting yourself into it?
To spread love?
Yeah, spread love. Right.
Look, you come in here, we love you.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, without you, there's no me, there's no us.
Exactly. Right.
So we do spread love. Some people get us because of, in all three of my stores, I tell my staff and my crew here, and especially when I'm here, we like to kid around with the customer, but it's always customer first. I truly believe. I mean, whether people say, some customers like, oh, I've called, I always try to do the right thing. But also, keep in mind, you have to respect me too and my staff.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a way to go about it. Did we burn a pie? I apologize. But if you're going to call up cursing me out right away and not giving me even a chance to breathe, I'm gonna the Brooklyn in me is going to come out.
Exactly.
And it's over. You call me up, hey, I'll always fix it.
Yeah.
I'll never not fix it.
Right.
So when spread love is when the customers come in, we browse. I flirt. I browse. I don't buy. My wife knows. I love my wife.
Yeah.
We kid around and we spread love and to the whole whatever community I'm in and to my extended community.
Yeah. And so was that something that was kind of like just the way that you were back in Brooklyn? Like,
yeah,
that's just
Brooklyn.
that vibe. Yeah.
Where I grew up, that's how we were. You know, we weren't. We didn't wait for the olive branch to be extended. We were always cool and nice.
Yeah.
It was vice versa. If you were rude, then you're out.
Yeah.
But that's just always the way I was. From me, my friends, my family, we spread love.
Yeah.
It's easier. It's free to be nice. Think about it.
Right.
It takes more work to be angry.
Yeah.
Than just I let it go, especially now after I got sick. I don't care no more.
Yeah. Right.
I just,
Yeah.
Yes, I do get angry moments, but I let it go. It's just
too short.
Free to be nice. It don't cost nothing.
Yeah. So talk to me also about like maybe ways that you kind of are there ways that you kind of interact with the community, whether it's on
anytime any community, whether it's the police department, schools, high schools, they come to me, anything I could help, and I keep it under the radar.
Yeah.
Meaning, I was always taught. If you do something, do it from the heart. So I'm not going to donate something and say, hey, blast Brooklyn Square.
Yeah.
Because then the meaning's not there.
You're doing it for the wrong reason.
And I'm not saying that other places don't do that. For me, I don't do that. Hey, can you sponsor something? Or can you help me with something? 99% I within my means. I do. I just had BJ Young, he's an MMA fighter, approach me. Say, hey, can you think you sponsor me? He's a Jackson boy.
Yeah.
Let's make it affordable. If I can, why not? Let's help the next generation, the next kid. Why not?
Yeah.
right? As a young kid, I'd rather help that and then see them in the streets.
Exactly,
I need that, man. When people, sometimes you get, let's face it, there is a drug epidemic in the state, right?
Sure, yeah.
I'll get some drug addicts that come in. I will never give them, I'll feed you. You want something to eat?
Yeah.
I'm not giving you money.
Right.
You want a slice of pizza? You want something to eat? I'll do that. And back to the community, hospitals, anything I could do during the pandemic, people, I got to tell you, man, that's how I know people are still good. There's still good people in this world.
Yeah.
People like, hey, Pete, I got 200, I got 250. Donate pizzas to anybody, to the police department, to the hospitals. People came out in droves, paid me, and I would deliver for them.
Right. Yeah.
And so, other than that, and then the other thing what else? The church, anything. Anybody who approaches me, if I can do it, I will in all three of my stores.
Right. And I definitely think that's something true, too, because, so I mentioned to you before we started, my girlfriend's a nurse up in Hackensack. She's an oncology nurse, but then had to work
God bless
COVID
her.
for a year and a half, basically, and was, one of the last floors in Hackensack to come off of COVID and go back to her normal job. And it was just, one of those things where she would just show up to work every day, and there was just, just food and whatever they needed, because it was just,
Why not?
Exactly.
They should be. They were the front line.
Right there. Working.
Soldiers, let's
Exactly.
say, we're right there.
Yeah.
Why not? I
Yeah.
mean, same with the police and fire department.
Right.
There's good and bad in everybody.
Oh, for sure.
And at the end of the day, these are they're keeping us safe. I mean, you're gonna have 1-2 bad people. It's
Sure.
like there's 1-2 bad pizza guys or interviewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
No industry, no employment is perfect.
Right. I like when you pointed to me when you said bad interviewers.
No, you're a good guy. You're a good dude.
Yeah. All right. So maybe what are some other ways that you try, maybe foundations that are important to you that you kind of try to give back
Leukemia,
to?
lymphoma, obviously.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, like I said, unfortunately, but I don't want nobody to feel bad for me. I'm doing well.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
For me, when I first got ill, friends of mine, oh, do you want to start a GoFundMe page? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I have good health insurance. I think I'm paying. I'm overpaying for it. But I'm financially okay. There's other people that need it way more than I do.
Yeah,
Believe me,
right,
when I go to Rutgers Cancer Institute in New Jersey, and I see the patients in there, who needs to get what's that van called, Accessoride or whatever. So I said no. So what I want, or not want, I have a link in my Instagram. As Leukemia Lymphoma Society, they don't only help, obviously, trying to get the cure, which one day, hopefully, it will be.
Right.
But people, also, there's other people who struggle to get to their facility, their outpatient, whatever, to the hospital. So Leukemia Lymphoma Society does a lot. That's my. I have a team. I walk the night team. It's all in my Instagram. Link in my bio. Because, I mean, COVID is, but cancer, and there's a lot of diseases that have been around, and they need help also.
Yeah. So is that something that, as you kind of are around people and, working in that community, is that what does that feel like? To know that you're dealing with it, which I know that you don't want to feel bad for you, but also working with those people that also do it.
You want to know the truth? Honestly, 2 weeks ago, I was up in... I go to Rutgers Cancer Institute, and I had to go for my port flush, and treatment, whatever. And that 3 weeks ago, it hit me a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you didn't know I was sick, I don't look sick.
No.
I'm blessed. I'm 250 pounds.
Right.
I'm fat. My color is good. I got my hair.
Yeah.
And here I am walking into, an infusement center, all sick people.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, this time I got the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I got anxiety, and I had to wait. Usually I'm in and out or whatever,
right.
or they take care of me right away. Not because it's me, just in general.
Yeah.
So I had to wait an hour in the waiting room. Not because of COVID. I'm just looking around. I felt sad. And here's a guy. I have personality. I like to play around.
Yeah,
I like to kid around.
Yeah.
I bring food when I go.
Yeah.
So here I am. And then when my doctor came out, I said, I feel weird.
Yeah.
I said, don't be. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So it was weird. But what I try to do is I try to bring some sort of, I'll talk to I'll talk to the old guy next to me, and start laughing.
Yeah.
Just change the subject.
Exactly.
All right, what do you
Right.
have? Oh, you look great. I go, yeah, just keep, well, how'd you do it?
Yeah.
I put my blinders on.
Right.
Didn't think about it.
Yeah.
So anybody, my phone is always open. My direct message is open. Anybody who wants to reach out to me, I'm at that place where I don't want to say I'm good, but I can talk about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just need to hear from someone that's going through the same thing.
Right.
You know?
It just, like that
And
connection.
I'm here for you guys.
Right.
Anybody with leukemia, lymphoma, especially lymphoma. I have follicular non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. You need, and I'll tell you what regimen I used. People are like, oh, did you give up sugar? I didn't do nothing. I went back to be my
Pizza.
old ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
I eat a slice of pizza every day.
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't, but anyway.
Well, if it's so good, right.
I tried the grilled chicken salad, man. I can't. I'm not, that's not me.
Right. I totally
can't,
get that. Yeah. Right.
But the Leukemia Lymphoma Society is my. That's why I tell people to donate to.
Right. And that's one thing, too, that I will say on this show, on the record, because we are recording this. So one of the things that I thought was so cool was, like, you don't know me from Adam. Like, I am like a North Jersey guy. I've never even eaten here just before. I just wanted to come down because I saw so many people that, like, knew you, knew your story, knew your product, all that kind of stuff. And I commented on a post, and you're like, yeah, DM me. Then you're like, yeah, here's my cell phone. And then we're, like, talking and texting, and I'm like, this guy's awesome.
That's spread love.
Exactly.
If I could help you, why not? Or you help me, we'll help each other. Or in general, why not? As long as you keep politics and religion out of it, we're good, right? That's it. It's like Yankee Mets. You're not going to win.
Right.
But why not? I mean, I love this state. I'm a New Jersey guy now. People say, Brooklyn is my roots. I love Brooklyn. But it's not the Brooklyn I grew up with anymore. I love the state.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good people left in this world. There really, really is.
Right.
100%. You might not see it in the media and newspapers, whatever, Facebook and it, but there's so many good people out there.
100%.
And it doesn't matter the color of your skin or your religion. Everybody. I see people from everywhere in here.
Yeah.
And they're great.
Yeah.
Everybody's great. Kids around there. We all get along. Like I said earlier in the interview, if we can just get a leader instead of dividing this country, but I guess division wins, I guess.
Right. You got to operate on the extremes. You know what I mean? But
that's another. Here nor there. That's not in this. Podcast. Yeah, let's keep it to pizza.
All right. So back to the pizza. So this is the Brooklyn Square location, the Jackson location of Brooklyn Square. Let's hit them where the other locations are, just so the people that are listening know where to go. 73
Wilson Avenue in Manalapan, New Jersey. If anybody's familiar with the Englishtown Flea Market, we're right across the street. Great staff, great crew. It's a smaller store, no dining room, more of an express.
Right.
Excuse me. Same as my Tom's River store, 1898 Hines Road. It's on Church and Hooper. It's no dining room, but there's seats for about 15, 20 people.
Yep.
But you can sit outside. I got a table or two. Great staff there as well. I know everybody says this place is the best. It tastes different. I'm the only one that makes the sauce. I try to do everything in all three stores. I think it tastes the same. Is it going to be a little different if I'm not there? Maybe. Maybe where's something I'd say, don't send it out. They do.
Right.
I control it here. I like to be here because the dining room's here. I like to entertain my guests.
Sure.
And I'm blessed, man. Every one of my customers, before they even say hello, they're all right out of it. They ask me, how you feeling? No matter where I go.
Right.
How you feeling? I could be, I was in Aruba. I saw somebody in an airport. Hey, Brooklyn Square. How you feeling?
Yeah. Right.
Right away.
Yeah.
Come on. I tell people, I got more people praying for me than the Pope.
Right.
I'm blessed. My wife's like, my God. But I am blessed. I'm blessed in business. I'm blessed with my family. My wife, Susan, my 3 kids, Peter, John, and Ava. They're not perfect, but who is?
Right. Nobody.
Exactly. I don't claim to be. We argue, we fight, we get along. At the end of the night, we love each other.
Right. Spread love, baby.
That's it.
Yeah. And then the website is
BrooklynSquareNJ.com.
And the Instagram, which we already
Brooklyn
said.
Square, Twitter, Brooklyn Square, Facebook, Brooklyn Square Pizza. They're all. What else? But TikTok is a new thing I'm getting to. I highlight a pizza every Sunday, and it's
I like
fun. I get TikTok is the crazy comments, man.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Out of all those social medias, whoo, people are nuts.
That's
out
a different
there,
world. I haven't really forayed much
social
into
media,
the TikTok world.
I mean, it helps, but
it helps for
it
sure.
helps. It helps. It's great.
Yeah.
and you're a great interviewer. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Mike.
you. I appreciate
This
that.
is my second ever podcast. So
Well, I'm honored.
Another one I did was Joe Feed Yourself. Great guy, Joe. Great. You guys are good. You guys know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, this is my second show, so hopefully, like, I've kind of gotten it figured out. So
All right,
far.
awesome. You're doing a great job.
Awesome, I appreciate that. So, again, this is Brooklyn Square Pizza, and we're at the headquarters here
Correct.
in Jackson, New Jersey. This was Peter Grippo.
Nice to meet everyone.
Nice to have you on the show. This is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. Everybody, Peter, thank you so much
My
for doing
pleasure.
this.
Now we're gonna go eat.
Now we're gonna go eat. I gotta make sure I told you I gotta take some
Yeah,
back
of
for
course.
the
Happy wife's a happy life.
Exactly. And everybody else, thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time.